And I want to show you if you're not familiar, the tool called OpenCanary. And so OpenCanary is actually part of a larger commercial offering for creating honeypots, intrusion detection technologies. And I'm not going to go through the installation of setting up the server itself. I'm going to assume that you have that knowledge before you've read this article or seen this video. But basically, I'm going to show you, and I'll put this link in the video notes. But basically, background about what OpenCanary is and how it might be of use to you. Going down to the setup. So in my case, this was written back in 2019. And so this was on a Ubuntu 16.04. Honestly, I can't remember why I chose 16.04, but if you want to use the latest version or run on 18.04, whichever you'd like. And like I said, I'm not going to cover the installation process, but get yourself a Ubuntu box, bring up that instance, and go through the install. I have some details about the configuration for OpenCanary, and you can just run through this and check that out. And when you're done, one thing that's interesting that I sort of took this a step further was I wanted to be able to store the alerts that I was getting off of OpenCanary, and not just store those. So in this case, it's actually running on a Raspberry Pi. I had one of those laying around, and so I ended up installing and running on Raspberry Pi. But I wanted to store the logs and the events off the Raspberry Pi, and so I am leveraging a Gmail application password setup. And so that's definitely something you can look into and use, and it'll forward you an email based on the event that gets triggered. So if that's an event based off of, let's say, an FTP server that someone thinks is open, or a Microsoft SQL server, MySQL server, it could be a NAS unit, whatever the case may be, you'll see those alerts. So it's pretty cool, and I encourage you to check that out. The other thing, if you're not familiar, and I've got these tabs kind of in a wonky order, but let me move them around, is if you're not familiar, check out and definitely look at Shodan. So you can create a free account, and I open up this tab just so you can get an idea of the pricing. Not crazy expensive, but between $59 all the way up to close to $900 per month for a corporate version, and different flavors of what you get with each plan. But what I like that's awesome is there's no contract, there's no setup, you can cancel anytime. And for $59 a month, it was very insightful to have this brought up, this being OpenCanary brought up, and to be able to plug in the external IP and start to see what things looked like on the public internet, and start to get the notifications and just start to see the bigger picture of the way that things may look on the outside world compared to how you know them inside your network and the inside. So definitely I would recommend check it out. I'll put a note on the video so you can, and I'll link to it so you can get here easy. But definitely something, if you've got an old Raspberry Pi or something like that, definitely something that's very easy to get stood up. Doesn't require a lot of resources, or doesn't require a lot of time to get it set up and configured. And once it's up and running, it just stays running. I'm going to try in a couple of days to post a video that I had a couple of Raspberry Pis that are not old, but they're older, and I ended up turning one of the older ones into a Pi-hole device, and that was also very useful. It doesn't require a lot of horsepower to run it. Just requires you to go in and update your DNS server, or your DHCP server, to have that as your DNS server to do lookups. And it filters out all the stuff that you don't want to see, hopefully. So look forward to that. I should have that in a couple days. And I hope you enjoyed this and it was helpful. Go ahead and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if it was helpful. If not, reach out to me. Tell me what I can do better. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye.